Welcome to Win the Day from Back to the Bible. I'm your coach, Pastor Nat, and today we're going to talk about self-destructive thoughts. Do you ever feel hopeless? Do you ever just want to escape? If so, you're not alone. Depression is on the rise. Destructive thoughts, that's a consistent struggle for many of our listeners and users today. Did you know that the Bible talks to us when we feel hopeless and in despair? It's true. King David, a man known as a man after God's own heart, was in constant despair, but found consistent relief. Where did this relief come from? Listen to David's words in Psalm chapter 6, beginning in verse 6. I am weary from my groaning. With my tears I dampen my bed and drench my couch every night. My eyes are swollen from grief. They grow old because of all of my enemies. Depart from me, all evildoers, for the Lord has heard the sound of my weeping. The Lord has heard my plea for help. The Lord accepts my prayer. King David experienced a lot of hurts. Sometimes that despair, it came from his sin. But often, it came from the attack in unexpected ways. Regardless, he was afraid. He was sad. He wept. He cried out for help. He longed for relief. But he knew that true relief from the internal pain was found in God alone. That's why he continually turned to God for help, and the Lord accepted his prayer. Two things stick out to me. First, David tried to find comfort in other things. But true hope, that continual relief, those were found in God alone. Everything else, as his son Solomon would say, was meaningless. So that internal peace is found in God alone. The second thing I noticed is his battles were not one and done. They were ongoing and regular. So what did he do? He continually cried out to God. You may know exactly what this is like. David would continually turn to God in moments of pain. And according to Psalm 30, beginning in verse 10, the Lord heard him. God turned his weeping into dancing. Friend, he will do the same for you. What if you're suffering inside because of your sin? Well, if you are God's child, that is, a sinner saved by the grace of God, you are free from guilt. You are free from sin. The past is gone. It's buried. You may not know this. King David was an adulterer and a murderer. But because of his forgiveness and value being found in God alone, he was known as a man after God's own heart. Today, you are God's masterpiece, regardless of what you've done or how you feel. He loves you. He values you. Not because of what you have done or what you can do, but because of Christ in you. So here's my challenge for you today. Rest in God's grace. King David knew fear, anger, and sadness. He struggled on the inside, but he found the peace he longed for in God. He rested in God's grace, and so should you. Today, if you feel worn out, if you feel unwanted, unloved, and ready to escape, God's not done with you yet. You are his masterpiece. Jesus says to you, come to me. come to me and rest in my grace. So today, cry out to God. Ask for His comfort and ask for His grace. And then I want you to rest. When we rest in God's grace, we will win the day.